What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down a wide receiver press release guide. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is 3 different wide receiver press releases, when you guys should be using each press release, and then just kind of the mechanics and what this press release specifically is, okay? So this video is going to be in a quiz-style format, so if you guys are not familiar with our quiz videos, what it is I'm going to give you guys a press release, and then I'm going to explain the situation, explain the route that he's going to be running. I'm going to let you guys pause the video, and I want you to think about what press release that is, like what is the press release, what's the footwork behind it, and then why we feel that press release is good for this situation, okay? So I hope this video helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions about any of our content or you want to see any kind of videos coming up, please don't hesitate to leave your feedback and suggestions in the comment section below. We always appreciate it. So now, first route we're going to be talking about here is Cooper Kupp's going to use a wide step release, and he is going to be running a corner route. So I want you guys to pause the video, think about what is a wide step release, and then think about why we would use it in this situation on a corner route. So go ahead and pause the video. And now we're going to break this thing down, okay? So now, what is a wide step release? So a wide step release, if you guys said that you were stepping with this back foot and you were stepping wide, trying to step outside the DB's frame to threaten him to the outside on a fade, you would be correct. So a wide step release, I'm going to go ahead and play this thing full speed. He takes a wide step to the outside, takes the inside release, and runs this corner route and is able to restack. So why would we go with that? Why would we use that release? So you guys see the technique behind this, right? He's stepping with this back foot, stepping wide, trying to threaten the DB outside, head and shoulder fake to the outside. That's the wide step release. Now, a wide step release is obviously for when you want to take an inside release on a route, but he's running an outside breaking route like a corner route. So why would he want to take the inside release? So that's where we get into everything with this guide that we're discussing here today. Because if he's outside shade this DB, what does that usually mean? That usually means that he's trying to protect the outside. That's how you guys have to think. There are so many different releases you can use, but you got to know the right situation for it. It's based on the coverage. People ask me all the time, hey, coach, how many releases should I do? What release should I do for this route? There's so many answers to that question, a lot of it based on timing, but most importantly, it's based on this guy's leverage. How is he playing you? So he's outside shade because he's trying to protect the outside. So as a wide receiver, if I attack the outside or try to take the outside release, what's that's going to do to this DB? It's going to move him off the platform, right? It's going to move because his job is to force me inside because he wouldn't be playing outside shade if he didn't have help to the inside. So he has safety help over there. So he wants you to just think, okay, I'm going to take the inside release right now, just take off. He's going to get right into your hip and force you into the safety. He's expecting an outside breaking route, and he does not want you to run it. So that's why we go with the wide step release, because I want to threaten him. I want to threaten him vertically. I go with this wide step release. I step outside the frame. I get him to kind of sit to the outside. Then I'm able to take the inside release. We have to trust myself at the top of the route, and that's exactly what Cooper Kupp does. Takes the inside release, and guess what? I just worked to restack. I just hit that rocker step at the top. I'm still on that straight line that I needed to be on as if it was off coverage or zone coverage. So that is a textbook job using the wide step release on this corner route from Cooper Kupp. So if that's what you guys said, wide step so you could take the inside release because he's outside shade, and you explain the wide step release just how I explained it, that is how you guys would be correct on this. So let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job hitting the wide step, working to restack, and then hitting him with that rocker step at the top of the break. Okay, so now, fellas, we're going to be talking about a split release. So what is a split release, and why would we use it in this specific case? But before I get into that, fellas, I want to talk to you guys about a great opportunity for wide receivers and quarterbacks this offseason to take their skills to the next level. We are traveling out to 9 different cities across the U.S. for 2-day quarterback and wide receiver training camps. So we're going to be coming out to Phoenix, Arizona this weekend. That's our second camp that we are doing this year. Then we're coming back out to Houston, Texas, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. So if you guys are local to one of those 9 cities listed or would like to travel out, we would absolutely love to have you out to one of our quarterback and wide receiver camps. Now, again, fellas, we are limiting spots to only 10 to 12 kids, 10 to 12 guys per position group, per age group. So spots are filling up quick. Our Newark, New Jersey camp only has about 7 spots remaining. And then same with our Houston and Phoenix camp. They're almost completely sold out. So if you guys want to get one of those spots, want to be one of the 10 to 12 kids at the camps, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to have you out. We're limiting spots too, fellas, because we actually want to coach you. We have you for 2 whole days, 8 hours of training. We actually want to explain to you what you're doing wrong, how you can get better. So if you want to get better, these are the camps for you. If you want exposure, all the stuff that's actually not going to help you because you don't have the skills to play anyways, go to an exposure camp. That's fine. That's not what this is. This is a camp to help you guys get better, improve your skills, and actually coach you up. So if you guys want that and you're local to one of those 9 cities, we would love to have you out to one of our off-season training camps. Let's get back to this video. So now, when we're coming off here with this split release, right? So first thing, I'm going to let you guys pause the video in a second. First thing, what is a split release, number one? So what is a split release? And two, we're going to be running this 3-step kind of like slant variation, I guess you could say, a 3-step slant off of a split release. So why would we use a split release in this situation, and what is a split release? You guys can go ahead and pause the video, and now we're going to break this thing down. So now, first things first. What is a split release? Split release is when literally you are just splitting your feet. So pretty much this front foot's going to go out wide, and you're going to bring this back foot up even with your front foot to a position of balance. So I'm going to play this clip full speed so he hits the split, and then he takes off to the inside and runs this slant route. So now, why did he go with this, right? So this split release, again, like I said, front foot comes out, back foot comes up even with the front foot. So now he's in this kind of like wider base. This is a form of a hesitation release, right? This is a form of you hesitating, trying to freeze the DB, and then take off on this DB. Now, since he's running a slant route, why would he go with this specific press release here, okay? So if you said you just want to slant just to freeze him, that would be kind of incorrect. Like, there's more of a reason behind it, right? The reason why he went with this slant is because he's trying to get a read on this DB, right? Is this DB going to take away the inside heavy, or is he going to just kind of stay square and give him the inside? Because the thing about that split release is you kind of have to react, because you see how both feet are in the grass for him. Right foot's in the grass, left foot's in the grass. He could react whichever way, because when this DB came out to guard him, he wasn't like heavy inside shade. He wasn't like heavy inside shade. He wasn't heavy outside shade. He was kind of head up and press. So we have kind of like a two-way option here. I could either split release, and then if that DB covers the inside super hard, I could attack the outside, get his hips to flip, slip under and run a slant. Or if he stays square like he does and he gives me the inside release, I could just take the inside release, try to cross his face, swat the hands off. That might be a little bit of a push off here, but still be able to create space. But that's why we decided to go with the split. The split is a great release for reaction. How's this DB playing me? Is he jumping to the inside? Is he staying where he is? Is he jumping outside? Just to get a reaction off of him when I have head up press. So it's split release. If you guys said front foot goes out, back foot even with the front foot, and if you said I use the split release because he's in head up press and I want to get a read, that is the perfect answer for this situation. So let's play it again full speed one more time. So split, burst up to the inside, and then break this thing right off. Great example of that. Okay, so now, last route we're going to be talking about. I'm going to throw an extra question in here when I let you guys pause the video, number one. So we're going to be talking about a slide release slant. So that's where it was, slide release slant. So 3 questions. Why would you use a slide release? What is a slide release? And then what situation works best for the slide release, okay? So think about this. So why would you use it? What situation works best? And what exactly is it? So you guys can pause the video. And now we're going to break this thing down. So what is a slide release? Slide release is when you are sliding to the outside, try to move this DB off the platform, give him a move, and then cross him up, give him a move, and then run this slant back underneath him. So now, why would you use a slide release in the first place? So you would use a slide release because A, you're trying to get this DB to kind of move off the platform like we already discussed, but I only like this slide route on a slant when he's inside leverage. So if this DB is inside shade like so, I got to give him something and threaten him to the outside. Now, what's the situation you would probably use the slide release in? So if you guys said those first 2 things that I mentioned, you'd be correct. But as far as the situation goes, this is where a lot of guys struggle. They don't know when to use it, right? You would not use this. If you guys said anytime you're running a slant, that is incorrect. If you guys said quick game slant, that is incorrect. The only times you would use a slide release is if it's an RPO where the quarterback and the running back in the backfield have an action and they're maybe reading a backer, he crashes down, and then you just kind of replace where the backer was with the slant. Or if it was like a third read concept where you're running a slant route or like an in route maybe, and then you have an outside wide receiver running a post, maybe an inside guy running a corner or whatever it is, or maybe obviously the routes are a little bit different. Maybe you're the furthest outside guy and you have an under route, and then we have here, like we have vertical concepts, something of that nature where you're the last read on the play, because this slide release takes a while. So let's play it full speed and you'll know what I'm talking about. So you see how he slides to the outside, hits him with that crossover, and then is able to create space. Now the big thing that everybody says about is, oh, it takes too long. It's not that long. It takes about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds if you're doing it correctly. So it doesn't take too long. But the thing is it takes too long if it's cover 0, quarterback's getting 7-man blitz, and he needs to get the ball off. You need to come with something quicker, probably like a diamond release where you just attack the outside shoulder really hard with a lot of speed and get him to flip his hips. But this slide, again, Great way to get separation, because when you slide like he does, and he's sliding on that 45-degree angle, this DB is kind of in a bind here. Because if you slide to the outside and that DB just guesses and sits to the inside, then the next time I have a fade route, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same slide release. He's going to sit to the inside. I'm just going to take off. So you kind of force him to have to move if you attack vertical with your slide. When you slide, you got to attack vertical, and then you could hit him with a crossover as soon as he's off the platform, get him to bite to the fade, and then I got that space. But it takes a little bit to develop, so we got to make sure we know the right situation. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job sliding to the outside by Hill, and then breaking this thing off to create that space. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section below. We'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I always appreciate the feedback. Always appreciate hearing from you guys. And again, fellas, like we were talking about earlier, if you're local to one of those 9 cities that we discussed and you'd like to come out and get some great work in with us for 2 whole days, check out that very first link in the description below. Reason behind these camps, fellas, is we see so many camps across the country just doing it wrong. You know, they promise these kids all kinds of exposure, scholarships, scouts in attendance, you know, rivals, all this stuff, and they don't deliver. And the fact of the matter is that if you're a recruit or you're a guy who wants to play at the next level, but you don't have film, those camps can't do anything for you because you don't have any kind of film. You know what I mean? Your focus needs to be improving your skills. Your focus needs to be getting better. And obviously, if you do have film, that still needs to be your focus. Your focus always needs to be improving, as the fact of the matter is great football players will play at the next level. That's just how it is. If you're a great football player, you will play at the next level, and that's what we're trying to get across to these kids at these camps. We're actually trying to improve your skills, help your game get better. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.